Hello, my name is Ben Fontenot and I will be presenting the Liebeck versus McDonald's case. First, we'll go over the business of McDonald's. McDonald's was started in San Bernardino, California by two brothers by the name of Dick and Mac McDonald. They started out with a restaurant that was limited in items for a quick service so that they could get maximum efficiency. They hired a guy by the name of Ray Kroc to start a franchising system once the restaurant that they had started had become so successful. But 6 years later, Ray Kroc ends up buying out the two brothers, and today McDonald's continues to be the quick service, low item, efficient restaurant that it is. McDonald's largely makes money off of franchising, and what that means is McDonald's will let a franchisee use its name, its business structure, etc. And in return, the franchisee will give McDonald's money through rent, royalties, and fees. McDonald's is also the most popular fast food in the world, making $46 billion in revenue. Now on to the case facts. The case involved a lady by the name of Stella Liebeck. Miss Liebeck is a grandmother, and she was riding to McDonald's with her grandson, where they ordered breakfast through the drive-thru. Miss Stella orders a coffee, and they pull over in a parking spot so that she can put cream and sugar into her coffee. The vehicle they are in does not have cup holders, so she puts the coffee in between her legs, her lap. And when she goes to take the lid off of the coffee, it spills on her lap, and this makes third-degree burns on her lap area on 16% of her body, requiring skin grafts. McDonald's coffee is hotter than other restaurants by 20 to 30 degrees. And so she wanted McDonald's to pay for her medical expenses, which were about $20,000, and McDonald's only offered her $800. So it didn't really make a dent in those. So Miss Liebeck resorts to suing McDonald's for negligence. To determine whether McDonald's would be negligent, we'd have to go through the 4 prongs of negligence. And that would be were they acting with reasonable care? So was McDonald's acting reasonably? Well, they didn't put warning labels on their coffee. It may not be reasonable. Would it have happened if the defendant had not acted in that manner? So would it have happened if McDonald's coffee would be a little less hot? It's important to note that it doesn't matter if you intend to hurt somebody. You can still be guilty of negligence and still be held liable. McDonald's didn't intend to hurt Miss Liebeck, but if they acted in a way that could have been harmful to her, they can still be liable. The third prong would be, was there harm that actually occurred? In this case, definitely, with the third-degree burns and skin grafts. And then lastly, what were the damages and how much is each party responsible? So coffee is hot. Should Miss Liebeck have some of the responsibility, or should McDonald's have 100% responsibility? And the court ruled that she was held 80%. McDonald's was held 80% liable. And the reason for that is because the coffee was 180 to 190 degrees hot, and this is 20 to 30 degrees hotter than coffee at other restaurants. And not only that, but McDonald's knew that there was a risk with the coffee. They knew that, they admitted to it in court, that it was not meant for human consumption, or the coffee could not be consumed at that temperature. and that it would cause damage. Yet they still didn't put a warning. They also knew that they had 700 instances of people getting burned and still did not put a warning on their coffee. Also, at 180 to 190 degrees, coffee takes about 2 to 3 seconds to get, for a person to get third-degree burns. And at the rest of the industry, where the coffee is 20 to 30 degrees lower, it takes about 20 to 30 seconds, which is enough time for somebody to wipe away the coffee, change their clothes, etc. And as you can see in the graphic, it says 2 seconds of exposure to 148 degree Fahrenheit liquid causes burns serious enough to require surgery. 2 seconds of exposure to 148 degrees. Think of what would happen with 180 to 190 degrees. Coffee is often served at 175. Again, McDonald's is serving it at 180 to 190, which is even higher. McDonald's claimed that Ms. Liebeck should have known that coffee is hot, but again, even in this graphic, it says that it's often served at 175, which is it's still less than 180 to 190. A normal coffee pot is usually served around 150 to 170, and that's, like I said earlier, that's about the industry standard for coffee at other places. So Ms. Liebeck really should have assumed, a reasonable person would have assumed that the coffee would be just as hot as a normal cup of coffee would be, like, you know, when you make it yourself or get it from another restaurant. And therefore, she ended up settling with McDonald's for around $500,000. It would have been a lot easier to just take the $20,000, but McDonald's wanted to take the hard way. The industry effect of this is McDonald's really tried to spin this, so they tried to misconstrue the case in a way that they were trying to alter the public perception to get people to believe that people were just suing these businesses, and the businesses were the victim of malice from other people, you know, just suing people for frivolous things that they shouldn't be getting money for, and really punishing the businesses, and that's not at all true. Then failed to mention that their coffee was much hotter than the industry standards, and they provided no warnings on their coffees. And so they were trying to generate all of this public perception, etc., for tort reform, so that they wouldn't be getting sued or losing money, which is kind of sad. Anyway, thank you.